What is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. And in this opportunity, I am happy to introduce one of the indicators of the suite, Ultra Trend suite that we are going to be offering. This is going to be one of the indicators inside of it. And I'm very excited because, again, as you may know, or maybe you don't know, but me and a friend of mine, been working on a couple of indicators that we've been wanting to release for a long time. It took a lot of work, and we're still working on them. Okay, because we're actually, once we release this, we will continue improving. Okay, we want to now hear from you guys once you start using it as well. Probably we want to hear your feedback. What would you like to see? Probably as we move on, right? As we go on with this indicator, probably the things that we can improve. Okay, there's going to be a series of indicators. So this is the first. No, I'm sorry. This is actually the second video because I made already a full tutorial, but I have to do a new update for the Ultra Trend Pro indicator. That's going to come later as well. But for this is the second video of the suite. Okay, so this indicator right here is called SVB, Structural Volatility Breakout. Just call it SVB, and it's less complicated to understand. This indicator right here, it's simple. I try to make it very, very simple because that's how I like to trade. I don't like too many things in the chart. I don't like having too many lines. Most of these things right here are pretty much hidden. You can actually hide as well things that you don't want to see, but the logic, right, and the engine are still there working, right? They're doing their job, but you can just hide the options. So to make the chart probably less cluttered, right? So anyways, what this indicator does, right, it just detects trends. It gives you a rated entry. Okay, as you can see here, you're going to be getting long positions, and it's going to give you stars. At this point, it has 3 stars for this particular indicator. So the more stars you have, the indicator is telling you the better the trend is and the more chances of winning the trade is going to be, right? So as you can see, we also include a little table right here at the top, which kind of do a testing for you. It does a back test for you, so you can see what the win rate was for the past couple of trades. Now, I don't have it set correctly. This is how the indicator is going to come as soon as you install it, as soon as you have it on your screen. This is how it's going to come. I don't know if you notice also, I'm on Nasdaq right now. This indicator is fully adjustable for every market, pretty much. If you trade currency pairs, if you trade indices, cryptos, commodities, even stocks, it's auto adjustable. So you can adjust the settings just by selecting the market preset. Right here, I'm currently on Forex. It's currently set on Forex. This is how it standardly comes, right? But if you are trading Nasdaq, which is an index, you're going to have to switch the settings to indices. Why we did this? Because every market has different volatility. Currency pairs, they move a lot slower. They move different. So the settings right here, this is the engine right here. If you change the numbers by adjusting and changing the numbers right here, you're going to change the way you get the signals, right? But guess what? I don't want you to go through this stuff. You can do it manually if you want, but we did it for you already. We found the best settings, okay, using AI right here to give you the best settings for each independent market. Okay, so if you're trading Forex, you like trading Euro USD, GBP USD, you select this one. right? If you want to trade indices, which they are more volatile, right, during certain hours, right, we can choose indices, right? And the indicator is going to give me different. You see now some of the signals disappear already, right? And that's what's going to happen because the settings are being changed within the indicator, right? Within. You don't have to do it manually. Although you have the option, you can change it if you want, you can adjust it, but I don't recommend you doing that. It's going to take you more time to figure out what are the, what's going to work best for you anyways, but you do have it in there. Anyways, since indicator is going to be yours, you will be able to play with that, okay? However, based on our strategy, which I'm going to be posting another video later on, this is just a video on how to um, just learning the basics of the indicator. I'm going to make another video based on the strategy, okay? So this one, it's just showing you what you do, what you have here. So anyways, we selected already indices, right? I already selected the indices market preset settings. So I'm already done when it comes to that. You see that right here, this feature control panel, you have all the engines, all the features of the indicator. If you don't like, let's say, you want to have less things on the chart, you want to remove the cloud, which that cloud identifies the trend. This is pure visual right here, right now. You want to remove the structural volatility ribbon right here. You can just uncheck it and you will be removing that from the chart, right? Just gone. You want to remove the trend MA, you can remove it as well, right? It's basically to help you visually identify whether you are trending up or down, okay? You can also see the candles have colors, right? This has to always be on auto configure settings by time frame. So you have to be always on with this. Let's bring this thing back up. I normally have it all of them on, okay? Very important. Let's say you don't like, or you don't want to use the back test, you can remove that back test right there, table. And let's see, performance tracker. Right there, it's gone. And the time filter, I will explain this time filter. Multi-time frame train dashboard, very important, this little box right here also. It will give you a live view of how the markets are going in higher time frame, okay? So if you're scalping, this is very good for scalpers. You can see as soon as you have a signal to buy or to sell, whatever the situation is. If you see that all of this showing you bullish, you're very confident you can get on that entry, so it definitely helps. So if you disable this, everything will pretty much disappear. This always has to be on, okay? That's the engine running. It's like this is the switch of your car. So this gets all of the things, components running, okay? Scroll down a little bit. Right here, again, this, I have it on. If you want to have it, I will explain how this works. Let me actually change a couple of things first. One important thing that I always do, probably I will be talking about this on the strategy part once I release the other video. Let me put this thing here for a second. Oh, come on. All right, I guess I'm going to have to stay there. So let's go back here. So I'm going to select at the moment custom. I'm going to select from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Let's just select the New York session. You can just select it manually or just do it, automatically just by select New York, London, Asia, or you can just do it manually. Sometimes I rather use custom because I can, if it's, for example, I trade indices, I trade Nasdaq. In the morning, I scalp it. So I don't need to trade until 4. I don't need to see whatever happens in the afternoon. I don't care. So I can probably select maybe from 8 a.m. to midday, So I can tell the indicator to only give me signals within my time, right? So in this case, I'm going to select the entire session. Right there, I can tell the indicator right here, uh, you can enable the break-even logic, right? So basically, when the price uh, pushes up, hits TP1, which you can select here, hits TP1, it comes back to the break-even, it will close the trade. It basically will tell you to close the trade right there. So you can select how many TPs you want. If you want 2 TPs, 1 TP, and you can select the risk to reward, right? Automatically. Right here, you can also adjust. Again, I'm going to be discussing this on the strategy, because right now this video is just to let you know here how this thing works. But by changing the multiplier, you see what happens right there, that the risk to reward is different. So by adjusting the multiplier, notice right there, if I go lower, it gets lower. It disappeared already. It would have stopped you out. You see stop loss, right? If you put it on 1, if you put it on 2, or 1.5 if you want, that will give you a your risk to reward, right? If you want to go higher than that multiplier, or you want to go just, you see, it will give you a much bigger range depending on what you're doing, right? And what you like. But again, this is something that I'm going to explain for the strategy, which I'm going to do it in another video. So anyways, you can adjust all of this stuff right there. Now, enable the aggressive mode. This right here is especially for indices, and for, let's say, there's some news coming out. I don't like trading news. It's very tricky, very dangerous to be trading news. However, if you do like the volatility, you can enable this and leave it as it is on 4, or just disable it. And what it does, basically, if you enable this, is the indicator will predict, it will detect big spikes, big moves, right, on the trend a lot earlier. So it will give you early entries, early type of entries, depending on the situation. But everything has to be fully aligned, of course, for the indicator to print the signal. Otherwise, it's just not going to print it, right? Like, for example, here, you notice that the price manipulated this lows, it tried to go lower, and then it started pushing up, right? We had a little trend to the upside. But notice that the candles were gray. They were not that volatile. So whenever the colors are gray, it means there's uncertainty or neutral markets. There's not much volatility. So the indicator will detect that, So depending on the situation, what is happening, right? You will still have losses. Okay? There is nothing perfect. There is no indicator that will give you perfect entries. You will still have losses. Okay? Very important to understand that. There's no holy grail. There's no holy grail. Now, and let's bring back the performance tracker. As I'm saying, guys, I want to show you something. And those who've been following me for a long time, I've been a trader since the pandemic, know, those who've been following me from a long time know what's my winning rate, right? And what I trade. I mainly trade right now indices, and I trade ICT concepts. I have my community. I trade with my students pretty much every day, and they can see me trade live on Discord or Zoom every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right? And I'm going to show you here. This is my tracking, and I want to show you why am I doing this, because I want to show you something here very important when it comes to winning rates. Okay, because there's one misconception, one thing that people has in their mind and in their minds, that you need a strategy or an indicator that gives you a 90% win rate. Otherwise, you're not going to be trading. That's BS. That doesn't exist. There doesn't exist an indicator that's going to give you a 90% win rate, or 80% win rate, or 70% win rate. If you got an indicator that give you 70%, bro, let me know. Let me know, because I wanna get that indicator. Now, Notice that I trade all of these trades. You see that I mainly trade Nasdaq. From time to time, I take a shot on S&P 500. Notice my win rates, and this is by week. This is my current week. This is how I finished this week. I'm recording this on a Sunday, so this is how I finished this week. My win rate was 45%, and I made $800 on the week. Okay, I measured my win rate by the end of the week. I don't measure it on the daily, because sometimes on the daily I just take one shot and I walk away. I just take one trade a day, right? Sometimes I take three. I try to stick to that. So 1 to 3 shots a day maximum using ICT concepts. Okay, so notice this other week right here. Again, 42% win rate, still close with profits. 33% win rate this week, even lower, still close in profits. 55%, this one, nice. 50%, nice. 66%, well, you see, even right here, this one was 50%, or even this one, right? Why this one, I had a lot more, but you see, a lot of the times were break even actually, right? But those counts as wins. But I didn't make as much money as on this one right here with a 55% win rate, right? So every week is going to be, look at this win rate, ugly right here, right? What is it that I'm doing? I'm cutting losses. I close positions early when I know I'm wrong, when the price is going against me, right? That's why I like ICT concepts. So anyways, just showing you this, that I don't give a damn. I don't care about the win rate. You can still make money with a 27% win rate strategy. You know what I mean? So don't be thinking that because the winning rate right here for the past, let's say, how many ones we selected, extension bars, track right here. For the past 50 trades, the indicator is giving a 50% win rate. Some will say, oh, 50% win rate, oh my God, that's BS. That sucks. That's a very bad win rate. Bro, really? Really? You can make money with a 30% win rate strategy. So, you know, so don't come to me saying, "Oh, you cannot make money." You don't know how to trade, bro. You don't know how to trade. So, anyways, this again, it keeps track of it, and it can give you an idea, all right, of how this pair it's been behaving for the past 50 trades. So you can make a decision. Do you want to trade? Do you want to try to trade S&P today because it's giving a good rate, or have good chances? What do you want to do? Do you want to trade it or not? Right? So with this, it can give you an idea, sort of, if you do want to trade it or not. The lower, of course, the win rate, probably it's going to make you not trade it today. You know what I mean? So it is a very important tool to have right there to keep track, right? To see everything that is going on. If you don't like it, you can just disable it, right? This box, this one right here, is, for me, is the most important. I want to say this is the most important one because it does really help you. I want to say, you see, if you get a long position and you only get one star, you see, you probably can say, again, this is going to be probably for the next video of the strategies, but you can say, I'm not going to take shots that has 1 star, right? I want to take shots that has either 2 or 3 stars, right? It could be part of your strategy. You know what I mean? So, and of course, you combine it with this, and as soon as you get the buy, you get 2 stars right here or 3 stars, and you get this fully bullish, take it, bro. Now, another thing, of course, don't blow your account, right? Don't try to flip your account. It's not what I do. It's not what I teach. It's ridiculous, all right? So what else? Let me see. What else do we got here? All right, let's see here. So we talk about the filter. Okay. Well, the filter, let me change the color. You want to change the color of the filter? I think is session background color right here. Normally put it gray. Did it change? Yeah, there we go. So it's gray now. Let's see what else we discuss about this aggressive trend mode, time session. TP1, TP2. This is one very important thing that I love, and this helps you with risk management. Risk management is the most important thing for me than win rate. Okay, so when you see these win rates right here, I'm doing it. I actually did. This is a formula, by the way. It's a formula, right? So using this part to calculate, right, the percentage. So this to me doesn't matter. What matters the most is risk management, knowing when to put stops to break even, when to cut losses, right, is very important to me. What lot size I'm using, of course. Don't over risk, don't over trade. So that leads me to this part right here, right? This, of course, it's customizable. I wanted to do it. You know what? I actually wanted, when I was creating this indicator, I wanted to hide this and not leave it free for you to customize it. So that means that the indicator, if you selected the session, it will only print 3 signals per day, right? So it helps you with your risk management. So if you want to take just 2 trades a day, you see, you can tell the indicator already. So the indicator, whatever, no matter what happens, right? Sometimes even within the session, if the conditions are very shitty, right here you see it was completely choppy, still printed a sell. Would you be taking the sell with a 1-star rate? You're probably not, right? Depending on, again, on your rules and strategy, whatever you want to do. But in this case, with 1 star right here, you didn't want to take the shot, right? But you see, the indicator did not detect any more trades within the rest of the day. You see, the entire New York session, only one, right? Next day, let's see what happened right here. Next day, printed 2 signals. Let's see if I bring 3 here. If I bring 3, let's see if we would get a third. Yeah, it did get a third, right? So you see that right here, it printed the sell. It looks like it hit TP1 and reversed pretty much what it got you on break even. This would have been a break even after hitting TP1. And then this one right here also give you a buy, right? So depending the multiplier that you have based on the strategy, again, I will explain in a different video a strategy. All right, I'm going to give you a strategy to work with this. At the moment, I'm just using 2 right there. You can move this to 2.5 just to see, right? What's going to happen is it gives you a different. Let me bring the time here back to this trade. Again, when you change, this is going to be up to you at some point right here. So this part, when you change the multiplier, right, you're telling the indicator to give you, see, you change it to 2. You see, it got reduced now. It reduces. If you, depending on what is going on, what is happening, are news coming out, right, this particular day or not? What is it? Is it CPI, NFP? Do you want to give a better range right here? Well, you can adjust it if you want, right? If you want to have a tighter stop loss, always having a tighter stop loss, there's always more risk, right? Especially if you have a 1-star rating type of entry, right? So be careful with that, right? But again, I will explain this on a different video. I hope it makes sense, right? You see that the price actually, if you hit it right there, it got just topped out, boom, and then the price did continue actually pushing up. So very important as well, when you get a buy signal, you just don't want to see the rate start, right? If you just have one, just make sure to also check your table right here. Does it look good? Does it really look good to take a buy? Even though the price did end up pushing up later, But at the moment with that position, it was actually not looking that good, right? It was actually not looking that good. Let me let's say we did enter here. Let me just, because my internet is kind of slow. Let me bring it to the day again here. Aha. So notice this trade, that first shot. Let's see how the condition, how the market was when we were right here on that second buy. Well, we were a little bit more bullish, but you see, it's just one time and current trend. So it's telling me that it's bullish and it's giving me the buy position. But you see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 time frames in the neutral. So basically it's like moving sideways, right? Bad, right? And because I spent is the third shot, right? How many shots did I select? Maximum trades, 3, right? You see that red big ass sign right here is telling you this is your last shot of the day, warning, right? So the indicator is already telling you. I should have bring it maybe right here. Just let me know in the comment section if you want to see this pop-up message, probably in the middle of your screen, so it's gonna bother you from not messing things up, right? Not entering, not making more trades. So that's why I decided to do this, to help you with the risk management. It's it's probably a good thing to do because I haven't seen this in any other. I think it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool feature. I haven't seen this in any other indicator. Um, what else? Let's see what we can go through. What did I talk about? So, core breakout signals. Okay, that's the main thing. Structural volatility. Ribbon. The ribbon changes the colors based on the trend, right? Risk management, stop loss, and take profit. If you want to have it off, you can switch it off, right? And the indicator will just print the buy, and you can place the entries whenever you want, wherever you want. You want to place the stop loss wherever you are, wherever you want. You can just, if you see all of this bullish and you get the signal, you can target whatever target you want. If you don't want to use the automatic smart TP stop loss, right? If you don't want to use it, that's fine. You can remove it. Trend MA, as I mentioned before. Let me see what else. Performance tracker, of course. And the time session filter is my favorite, and the daily trade counter, which is this, what I'm saying here, that signal right there. So, with that being said, this is pretty much it. This indicator will help you stay on track, stay disciplined, okay? Because especially with this feature right there, you will only be getting either, at least the signals that you want, right? You want to get just 1, 2, 3 signals per day. Again, also let me know in the comment section if you want me to hide this so you cannot customize it and make it only 3. I don't know. I didn't want to do that because I know probably people will, some of you will be mad, but I want to help you, again, stay disciplined. And if you just decide to put 6, you know what, I am okay taking freaking 6 entries a day. No. All right. In trading, less means more. Less means more. Look at this. I want to show you here. Again, this is my own tracking. This is all based on ICT. You see, look at this weeks. Even some weeks you might be wondering, you see 12% win rate this week. I just only won 1. The rest was losses, cutting losses, right? Now, I only ended up losing $64. How come is that? Well, you see, if you notice my win, normally my wins are way better than the stop losses, right? Way better. There are some weeks that are very, like, I stay, probably the condition, every condition changes, but I've had really good weeks. Let me just show you. There we go. This was in 2024. It's a long time ago. Notice this week I made $3,000 in the week. And I literally made one entry a day, one shot per day, one shot, made 3,000, right? So I know that if I commit to make one trade a day, I can probably make more money during the week, depending on the conditions. I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna happen all the time, right? It's not gonna happen all the time. It's been a long time since I made this one shot a day, right? Now, because I don't care right now, I really don't care since I'm cutting losses. I don't mind taking 2, 3 shots a day. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I take 4, 5 shots a day, and those days are pretty bad. But because I'm cutting losses, I normally don't over lose. I don't lose too much. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to flip my account. I'm not trying to blow my account in one single trade. So hope it makes sense anyways. So with this, all of these indicators, I hope I can actually help you guys stick to the plan, stick to the strategy, because again, I'm not just giving you the tools. I'm going to give you access to our Discord. I'm going to give you access to our Discord right here. So basically, you guys, this is going to be a community right here where I want to see how you're doing. I want to see your traits. I want to see if you have questions. Uh, if you want to change something, you can tell me, yo, I think, if we add this or you add this to the indicator, I'm open to suggestions, for future to keep improving this indicator. This is, of course, is not a free indicator. This is a paid indicator, but it's going to be a pretty strong community. We're going to be offering support every day, right, for people who get this indicator. And we're going to create an entire playlist, of course, of full tutorials on how to use each and every indicator. Plus, of course, you get the support, right? I am going to be responding to your questions, helping you go through, right, these things, understanding how the indicator works, what are the best shots that you can take, what are the trades that you should let go. All of that stuff is what I'm focusing on here. So, you know, you guys stick to the plan. I know that's the difficult part. The hardest thing is people don't like following the rules, don't like sticking to the plan. So I'm creating something. I try to create something that it at least will help you a little bit with this. So again, this is not a holy grail, but I'm sure that if you stick to the rules, you're always gonna have more wins than losses. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section below um, what you think. And it's coming out pretty soon. Hopefully next week, we're going to be releasing all these indicators. All right. So thank you for watching. Subscribe, follow us on Discord, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.